That's like one of, even like sometimes tapering is a method of quitting, where you just cut back on the number of cigarettes, which is kind of like the same thing with the nicotine.
Like a slow detox.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So is this artificial nicotine or real nicotine? Is there a, I don't know. That's
would
a
have to
legitimate
do some
question.
research to see if it's like a synthetic. Well, I guess nicotine in and of itself is synthetic if you think about it. But
So is nicotine a natural tobacco ingredient, or is it just an additive, a synthetic additive? See, that's a good question too.
that's a
I
good
think it's
question,
a derivative
but
of
I
the
think-
tobacco.
Yeah, I think it's within
the active
tobacco
ingredient.
itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's something that they
you
can
have, you know,
extract
the
and add
synthetics.
more to, more.
And I mean, even when it comes to cigarettes, we got to remember that it's not just nicotine that's gonna be in cigarettes. There's like 5,000 different chemicals that are actually in there. When you think about the
Right.
byproducts of different chemicals and stuff. So there's a lot more that's happening, or at least there's a lot more that's present as opposed to just the nicotine itself. But the nicotine is that addictive property inside the cigarettes.
Right. But
tobacco, I should say.
just in terms of the harm, the carbon monoxide from the fire, the
Formaldehyde,
gosh,
battery acid.
Yeah, and
arsenic.
then you start talking about those things that are just pure additives to again ensnare, hook,
The
keep
menthol
people
even.
Keep you
addicted.
going.
Yes,
Yes,
the menthol,
yes,
all of
yes,
those things
yes.
that are not natural substances of the tobacco, but the tobacco itself, because even again that has become a marketing tool for cigarettes. Is the natural
the
cigarette,
organic
the
cigarettes.
organic cigarettes.
Well, and selling light cigarettes, like selling light beer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And now it's like they no longer can do that because there's no such thing as a light cigarette,
Right,
So it's
right.
either, you're going to still have those same chemicals and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of like the labeling of how they're able to market. Okay, we're gonna let them know this is a pure tobacco, is what this is. But when you think about it, again, we're still talking about the nicotine, which still does the damage to the arteries, which still does damage to our lungs and whatnot. So you still are dealing with the same issues and problems. Now, one of the things that we don't want people to do is to move from the traditional cigarettes to, like we said before, like the e-cigarettes, because especially now, it's kind of like their popularity is starting to increase now. And one of the reasons why we're not using those, first and foremost, they haven't been declared as a cessation method. They are not regulated from the FDA, so there is no regulation on them. Some states have picked up a couple little bit of laws here and there. One of the things, like here in Indiana, you must be 18 to purchase an e-cigarette, but if a person's purchasing online, there's no way of checking the age, and so that becomes an issue and a problem there. But the same issues that we have with the traditional cigarettes, we're still having with the e-cigarettes. There's flavors of the the e-juice or the liquid nicotine that's out there. There's all these different flavors, which we know are attractive to youth when you think about that. So even though they can't technically market to youth, but yet you're providing products that's appealing to youth. So making sure that we understand that there is no regulation when it comes to them. There's all these different companies that are out there that have their versions of an e-cigarette. And so because there's no regulation, one is definitely not the same. So that's why we want to make sure that people understand that at least when it comes to the FDA, the government, the CDC, we do not consider those to be like a cessation method, or even recommend for people to even use them.
But are they doing research?
Oh yeah, there are some independent studies that are
Okay.
actually going on right now. There is a review process that's happening with the FDA. We're trying to put a little more pressure for them to kind of speed that process up, just because we're seeing them pop up, in our neighborhoods. Every time you turn around, you're like, wait a minute, huh? So we know that we really need to have
the flower
that.
shop on Ironwood.
They did.
Yes. And Edison. I'm like, I said, that's what LaToya was talking about.
A vape shop.
A vape shop, yes, indeed. And so it's like we got to make sure, like I said, we're seeing the mall. You go to UP Mall, and they're right in the middle of the mall. They got the nice colors and the different kinds that are out there. And who do you have who hang out at the mall, first of all, and who's going to be walking past that and whatnot? So we know that they're definitely targeted when it comes to our youth and stuff. So we got to make sure we have
affordability.
that.
They've made it very affordable compared to the cost of a pack of cigarettes too. I think.
Yes,
that
and what people have to, and now there's different pricings. Now you can go with some of the lower companies, you can get the cheaper versions. But then, I mean, there's some, they're like over $100 for it, where you get like the whole kit and whatnot, the charger, all that kind of stuff that you're getting. So there's lots of costs that can come with it. Just depends, I guess, which model, which version that you actually to go with. So there's still those costs that are associated, but we just don't know enough about them. So that's the reason why we don't recommend that people actually use them. And when you think about with all those companies that are out there that have the e-cigarettes, when you look at who the parent companies are, it's the tobacco industry.
Of course.
And are they really known for their honesty of saying that, e-cigarettes are healthier, it's a healthier version, oh, it's just water vapor, all those kind of things. This is the same people who told us the cigarettes don't even cause lung cancer. And we all know that that's not true, so that's one of the things people have to realize, that they're not regulated like traditional cigarettes. You're starting to see commercials popping up. We're starting to see celebrity endorsements are happening. So kind of like the same, the history is starting to repeat itself with it. We just don't want to go through the same process 50 years later with the number of deaths that we're having from traditional cigarettes, that all of a sudden now we're going to be having these deaths when it comes to e-cigarettes. We just want to stop that and try to nip it in the bud. It's really what we want to do.
Good luck. I
All
hope you do.
Yes.
We're trying.
And that's a positive, getting in on the front end of a something, as opposed to letting it get
Fester and feed.
and feed and but again, hopefully the research goes along with it to give you some bang and support in that area too. The whole alcohol.
We've made some progress. We have work to do.
You know what? I'm glad, because you did bring that whole awareness to the whole drunken driving thing. The Mothers Against Drug Driving. I mean, they did a lot of good work to get those efforts stopped. And then again, as we get older, we get wiser. Just a lot of people just stop on their own. And as we mature and become more confident in our wonderful, glorious selves,
we know we can dance and
we
sing.
know we can dance and sing.
Or we just don't care anymore. Sometimes it really is that, though. It's just it's
Right.
trusting in yourself and knowing that
Absolutely.
you can be healthy and happy and have a good time without.
And so again, back to what I was saying, the whole need to incorporate those things into any prevention kind of programs that we are having for youth. So thank you. Thank you, ladies,
Thank
for
you.
joining
Thank you for
me. Thank you, audience, for watching, if you do. This has been one. Any parting shots you want to tell people how to get in touch with you? I re-mentioned that www. Go play the
Oh,
games
quit line,
to
was it?
stop.
Oh,
No, not the
app,
quit
the
line, the
app.
app.
Well, Cessation Nation is the name of that.
Cessation Nation.
But you can contact me directly at my office, 574-335-3896, Latoria Green. We actually, like I said beforehand, we'll be starting up our tobacco cessation program again, May 6th through June 17th. It was free tobacco cessation at the hospital, so definitely the St. Joseph Regional Medical Center at the Mishawaka campus. So definitely come on down and give me a call and register for that. 1-800-QUIT-NOW is definitely an option for you. But yes, Cessation Nation as well as smokefree.org.
Cessation
Yes.
Nation. And you, Miss Sharon?
I can be reached at 574-234-6024. We have an information referral service. People do not have to identify themselves. They don't have to tell us their zip code or anything about themselves. They can just tell us that they want some information, and we'll provide them with the community resources that could best meet their needs.
One other question. I get a lot of calls. Do you do drug testing?
No, we do not.
Okay.
We can
Alrighty.
refer someone to NIDA certified labs in the community if that's
Okay.
what they're interested in, but we don't administer any kind
Okay,
of drug
but you
testing.
do assessments for
We do,
people.
we do.
Okay, yes.
And offer them recommendations as a result of that assessment, and then help them access those services.
Okay. So, 2 wonderful resources in our community from caring, committed, genuine people.
Thank you.
These are women who it's not just a job for them. You can feel the passion and the caring and all that they do. And I'm proud to be hanging with my sisters in the name of love. So, thank you. All right. So, this has been wonderful.
Up every morning just to keep a job. I gotta fight my in my